I'm here with Sommer Jonez, and Sommer Jonez, you are the MC tonight here at the Grey Ghost Paracon. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into the paranormal field?
Sure. I had a story that happened to me when I was a kid, and just as kids do, you get bored and you kind of drive around in your car looking for something to do. Well, we decided to drive to a haunted mansion, quote unquote. And when we went there, I actually saw a full-bodied apparition. And ever since that happened, when I was 16, I was just gung-ho for the paranormal and decided to do all kinds of research and then get into it. And here I am on the Hornet hosting Grey Ghost Paracon.
That's awesome. And I was here last year, and it was an amazing event. And being able to come back has kind of been a real treat. I know that you're working on Yes, No, Goodbye.
Yes.
Can you tell our listeners a little bit about Yes, No, Goodbye and how they can get a hold of you if they want to view it?
Sure. Decided to make a documentary about one of the most taboo subjects out there, and that's Ouija boards. So traveled around the country filming. We met up with voodoo practitioners. We met up with a coven of witches, a warlock, and then just normal people who view the Ouija board as sort of a piece of art. So it's got all these different perspectives. The movie's called Yes, No, Goodbye, and it should be up soon. We're going to screen it at a few theaters, but you can find out all the info you want on it at www.talkingboardmovie.com or Yes, No, Goodbye movie on Facebook.
So I actually brought my Ouija board with me also. I have two different sets, and I brought the smaller version. So I'm going to be very interested tonight to use it and see if there's anything that's used with the different energies of everyone here. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can tell you though, Scott, nobody that I know of has ever used a Ouija board on the ship.
Wow.
I help with all the ghost tours here. I've never seen someone use one, so I think it might be really exciting.
Well, you'll have to stay tuned tonight, and we're going to be filming throughout the night. Can you tell our listeners a little bit of the history about the USS Hornet?
Sure. It's definitely one of the most decorated ships in naval history. There was a tsunami and a rogue wave that actually took out half of the ship in the front and kind of pulled out some sailors with it in that wave. So a lot of guys lost their lives on the front part of the ship there. It also has the highest suicide rate in the Navy. They don't like to talk about that, but it is true. Part of the reason for that is the ship, because it never really was hit in battle, it stayed out to sea for a really long time. So almost 2 years nonstop on the water, out in sea. That can really mess with people's minds. You're stuck on a vessel.
Now, because I've heard stories of people that have actually committed suicide on the ship afterwards.
Yep.
So can you tell our listeners a little bit about that? Because I know they hear about it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, those stories are true. They're very sad. But there have been people that worked on the ship that have died on the ship. We've actually had patrons die on the ship.
Now, last year we had somebody that was real prominent on the ship pass away during the event, or right before the event happened.
Yes. So one of the prominent people that passed away here was actually the ship's chaplain, and he had been on board the ship doing Sunday services for 30 years or something. He served on the ship and then came back once it became a museum, so he was a part of its life the whole time that it was in battle and in the San Francisco Bay. And so he passed away, like you said, right before Paracon last year, and we tried to contact him and got some pretty
crazy. They're pretty clear.
Pretty interesting stuff.
If anyone wants to get involved or contact you to have you come speak at an event or have an event here at the USS Hornet, how do they get a hold of it?
The best way is just email. It's greyghostparacon@gmail. So that's how you can find out about our Grey Ghost event. That's every year, usually in the summertime. You can also contact me directly there, or you can send an email to info@alamedaparanormal.com. That'll also go to me.
I want to thank Sommer again for being the MC and having us being able to investigate the location and be able to do the interviews. It's been a real treat.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I love having you here, so thanks.
Oh, thank you.